But let's talk about real motifs here. What we have in this first act is four basic motifs that appear. The first one here, which is number 2, is tension and release. This one is rife throughout the score. I mean, it is literally all about dynamics opening, dynamics closing, orchestration changing from one choir to another. Everything is symmetrical in this score. There's so much tension and release. This opening, dun 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 dun, dun, you know, with the snares, just building up this energy, and then letting it go with just from that hectic rhythm to 2 bars of whole notes, basically. So there's this tension and release constantly coming back and forth. Thank you, Ruben. I appreciate that. So look for those bars, crescendo and decrescendo, and always in again, symmetrical changes. The third motif, which appears occasionally, if you look, Ruben, can you move that out of the way for a second just to show the other one for 1 minute? If you look down that third column where it says noise, you'll notice that it happens here in this first act. Second act is a very different world. Third act, it kind of starts to reappear again. Fourth act, it's very important, and then it happens at the very, very coda. So yeah, Ruben, you could bring that back now. So you could see that also plays throughout, but noise does disappear for a while in this second act. And then, Ruben, if you can go to the next page for me. Thank you. And then the fourth motif that's here, and this is the one, again, the DNA of a lot of this underscoring comes from So Close to Me Blues. These chords that you hear, this G minor 9 to the C7, right? That's the first chords of the melody, but it's also... It's that opening fanfare, you can't tell. It's hard to tell because it's so muddy and down below, but it's there. Those chords are throughout this first act, and throughout the whole movie, really. And what happens is that they get distorted in the third act, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, because there's chords that they distort into that actually are super important with regards to how the final carnage scene gets built up. And you, again, when we listen to the second cue, which we'll listen to in a second, which is called Thank God for the Rain, notice that little walking bass line that you see here in the example Q2, boom, 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 that G minor 7 is there, going to where? Going to a C7, and then again to G minor 7, and now we're going to a D minor. It's a little different from the harmonic progression of So Close to Me Blues, but we're still there. And then the final one, this fifth motif in the first act that's introduced, is this marching, plodding motif that you'll hear it over and over again. Bernard Herrmann chooses to use quarter notes a lot in this piece. A lot of just straight dum, 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 and that double time as well. So it represents time marching on. It represents drudgery of his everyday life. There's all sorts of things, and it also represents a little bit of his military roots, which we'll also talk about as we go
So
into it more.